Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet, I'm Roy. I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wandogs.
And Calvin.
Coach Calvinator.
Well, there's a different vibe in the room.
I can tell there's a different vibe.
The karma bus has come.
Oh, there's
and
no-
finally driven into you and pushed you off the road. You deserve it.
Road safety.
All of what you've done to me.
What have I done to you? You've just sat
You
there.
went well. You've been going well.
Yeah.
That's what you've done to him.
And chirping
He
about
hates
it.
it.
I don't chirp.
Yes, you do.
I haven't chirped.
And you tell me how bad I am.
'Cause you
and
are.
you're just a bully.
No.
And you get out there and you're just doing lots of, you got even people out there doing dirty work for you. That's what it's actually been like over the last bloody,
What do you mean?
I have
this
heard
whole
that.
thing. I'm rattled.
Oh, yeah, this is good.
And then on Friday afternoon, trying to do a bit of work.
The candle that burns. I like this bit. Ready? Mate, it's going.
Bunch of flogs.
This is good.
So this is your mate, the Masked Wolf.
The
What,
Masked
you
Wolf.
and him sat down together and said, oh, this will be funny. This will be funny.
I hate country, but that's a banger.
It's a banger. Look, in the music industry, I do have connections because of my ability to write songs.
Yeah, you are good at
The
it.
Masked Wolf's got a banger out there.
Yeah, he does.
Astronaut in the Ocean,
Huge.
right?
How's the Masked Wolf going these days? He was flying early.
He was flying. I think he might be a little bit like your team there in the Song Dog, just stuck in the mud. But
Sucked
listen,
in, Masked Wolf.
well, that's the thing.
Dinner time.
Look, to me, I thought, get the wolf involved.
Yeah.
The wolf can have a go at dog.
Well, how many other people did you get involved with this sort of stuff?
So that's this.
So then I start receiving these things. Like this thing. Listen to this.
It's a banger.
Oh, my God.
This is good.
Good start.
Yeah.
Hey, that line
Yes.
was worth its weight
See,
in gold.
I've got nothing to do with that one.
It's like a
There's
fantasy
one.
crazy.
Then another one came through. This is what is happening.
God.
Send them through.
I'm just... They're a little bit catchy,
Yeah,
but...
good.
So, come on.
Not a lot of thought went into that one.
No.
However, I liked it.
Look, I will take responsibility for the wolf.
Wolves, yeah.
We did, come together.
Collab.
We did do a little collab.
Yeah.
Don't let that be something for you to think that that's what you should be going out to do.
What
Yes.
sort of
Send them through.
No,
Send
do
them
not.
in.
what sort
That's
of
enough.
headspace were you in? Were you
It
liking
wasn't
them?
good.
No.
Were you
Here's the
clicking
thing,
like?
because Thursday night, I'm rattled.
Yes.
So much stuff goes on. You blokes sitting there, oh, what trades am I going to do? Here I'm editing podcasts, videos, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've probably had about 5 minutes to spare. Just bring in Dale. Oh, don't have enough time. Didn't do it. And then he goes and pops out a big score, and then it just sent me on this spiral. And the names that went through my head and the names that ended up coming into my team, they actually
Ironically,
worked out all right.
your best moves all year.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, but let's go with it. Roy, you were still the top scorer of the week.
Oh, yes.
Something different.
So, well, it is different. 1903 I got, so that got me up 44 spots to, what is it? 26.
Yeah.
226.
Yep.
226.
My bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what's
Little bit
good
better
about
than I
it?
thought.
Do you know what's really good about
Here
that?
comes a hat.
What?
You're ahead of Calvinator now.
Oh, no, yes.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh.
He's overtaken you.
All right.
This is so good. This is like a great moment in time.
Oh, no.
So, Calvinator, you had an 1823
I know. I dropped over 100 spots.
to 350th
I've
overall.
well, I'll say it again. It was a bad week to have a good team.
Oh,
Right? It was.
Yep.
So many premium players,
Yes.
Roy, not even scoring 90 is a joke.
well, it's not like I had a good week. I had an 1866, which was good enough to beat you. I went up 700 spots, so only to 6-2 now.
Well, it's good for everyone here that the podcast is going to be slightly more positive today.
Yes.
Which is great. Oh, I'm happy to take one for the team so the big sook over there actually turns up and
I've
contributes.
done some. We haven't had a lot of time to crunch some numbers because the game just finished not that long ago. But Calvinator,
What?
This is your worst ranking
Oh, here we go.
since round 6.
Yep, not good. Not
You're on a
good.
slide.
I'm on a slide, all right. Terrible slide.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe there's a chance for the Dogs to knock you over.
Yeah, no, let's keep the positive vibe going.
Okay.
All right, let's get stuck into it. We don't have long to be here.
Here it is! That's what you did, Ginny. You stuck it right up them.
I'll kick it off now. In the game where Baslinka was a laid out.
Oh, yeah.
Drama.
Oh,
Come
of
on.
course.
I bought in Brian Myers for his 108, replacing my Ryan Marrick, that he's starting to become a bit of a headache. 26 touches and a goal for your boy, Roy.
Yes.
Legit good.
Yes, you're welcome. Now, my team just felt so much better with the Doc in there.
Incredible.
He came in, he had 13 marks and 112, break even of 73, and he's got the roll across half back.
Tick.
Ka-ching.
Harry Shees, we were conditioned that he was playing forward, and he did.
He did.
It was awful. But he did move up the ground later in the game. 89 points second half.
Take
with
that.
a big quarter pounder in the final quarter. Helped the Roos get their win. That was a good thing.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Zach Merrett, dog. And your Bombers, 79 points from a premium midfielder who goes
Blame
forward,
Chincotta.
back, he gets chinned, he gets everything.
Number one midfielder in the game, he said.
Yep.
Start of the year.
May not get that 100
No.
plus average.
He is
No.
the biggest pretender I have ever seen
Wow.
in my fantasy.
Well, he's not a midfielder at the moment for the Bombers.
What
they
is
don't
he?
respect him.
What is he?
He'll be back in the midfield. There's enough vocal voices out there saying,
The only way this forward gets kicks is by going back to take kick-ins.
Yeah, that was good.
Now imagine if he didn't take them.
He had 14 touches.
Oh, oh no!
Thankfully, he tackled.
It's no good. Right, thinking about Uber premiums that just aren't making the cut at the moment. My goodness, in the midfield, Josh Dunkley. That's a month.
Ridiculous.
That's a month under triple
He
figures.
can go.
He can go all right.
And
So,
he's stacked around 16 by
yeah,
round.
his price is plummeting. We're loaded back there.
Yep.
15% of the competition that should be getting a leg up on everyone, leg down.
Now, I've been saying the hard watch Rankine.
Oh, here we
and
go.
I've got a team full of hard watches, but Rankine,
Not
he was
again.
forward.
There's rules,
He had
dog.
3 centre bounces in the first half, only 21 points. It was atrocious.
That's a hard
Nixie's
watch.
like being conditioning us for this too, like saying, "Oh yeah, we'll play him forward." Well, that's what it was. I honestly need to start rebranding the Warn Dogs. I think
Yes?
to the Hard Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah. I
So
reckon.
just
Stop
get
picking them, mate.
old stick dog out there. Might as well have him in the side.
Might as well.
And the Hard Watchers. Anyway, that's where
You got to
they-
trade him out.
He's got to go, dog.
Here's a chance to.
Rules are rules, dog.
Let's have a look at the cash cow votes for round 13. Riley Bice, the player that I traded out this week. Who else did it?
Guilty.
Cow killed him. Jeez, you're saying it well, mate. So Riley Bice, he, after being subbed out for 9 points last week, had his opportunity with old mate Matt Roberts, who was out ill, so dominated. 93 points. Gets the 5
Matty
votes.
would have had a field day.
Wouldn't he ever?
Against the Tigers.
He would have.
Now, for the Tigers, Luke Traynor gets the 4 votes. He had 84, someone we traded out a couple of weeks ago, and as you should have done as well, because like all these sub-50 scores and vests for him as well. So he took 8 marks, 19 touches. So, yeah, he almost reached his massive break-even. So, well done. 3 votes. Ted Closey, how about him? 82 he had. So he came in for Baslinka.
Yes.
And I think he's done it in the past. He's come in and had a
He
big
loves
score
it.
as well. So 8 tackles in that wet game down there at Cardinia Park. 2 votes goes to Daniel Curtin. He had 82.
Did it again.
He just does it. 29 points in the last quarter to make that happen. But 6
player.
marks, 6 tackles. That's his career high score as well, those 82 points. And 1 vote goes to Elijah Hewitt. He scored 81. He was the Eagles' 5th best player. So that's where it is. His price is on its way up. 22 touches in Bunbury down there for that one. Oh, shout out to anyone in Bunbury. 105 people from Bunbury downloaded the podcast last week.
Did they?
Legends.
Legends, all right.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming, son.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
All right, some of the news as the weekend happened. Warple, he was subbed out with a bit of a cork. That was hurting him. Ty Gallup played his first game on.
Sorry.
Geez, your mind is so easily entertained. It's incredible. HIA for him. So after what was a pretty promising debut for him in that wet game too. Ryan Mansell, cork for him. He was subbed out of the game. Now, Baz Lenker, as we mentioned before, he was a late out.
Right.
With that hamstring awareness. So we did see at the end of the game in round 12, we had a little bit of a feel of that hammy over in Perth.
Right.
After the week before, where he talked about getting his shin jabbed.
This needs to stop, right? This is turning into what Dangerfield used to do, 5 or 6 years ago before he turned into the toughest man alive.
Yes.
He used to fiddle around little dramatic areas.
It's a sideshow.
It is. We don't need this, Baz.
We don't.
We don't. And for the first time, I put him in captains. You think
He was
I'm rattled,
rattled.
mate?
He was rattled.
You think I'm rattled? That's rattled.
That's rattled, all right.
In that game too, Ethan Reid was a laid out for the Suns, so Lemons came into the team for that. Shannon Neal hurt his ankle and was subbed out. Noah Anderson was past the subbing time, but he was all clear after getting cleaned up by Tom Stewart, who had no case to answer for.
Good
at the
bump.
Tribunal.
Massive
Big solid
bump.
bump. He
Brutal
was
bump.
sore.
So
Yes, that would hurt.
Dangerfield's the toughest man in the world.
Yeah.
You would not want to run into Tom either.
No.
Would you?
He's solid.
He's solid as a rock, that dude.
Rightio. Toby Green. Now, if you've ever seen a man go down,
Oh, boy.
Have you ever seen some of the? You don't do like social media stuff, Cal, but have you seen like there's videos of people having headshots done, like the guns being pulled and they pretend to go down like they've been shot. The way Toby Green went down would have given all those a run for its money because he was just like collapsed. Grab this.
They
called it a hit.
Edits.
Yeah.
That was
Anyway,
sore.
so poor fella, subbed out for 20, and I do believe, Calvin, you put him as a treat 1 week in your
I
Travel
would
treat.
not, only because Roy told me that week.
I never wrote anything like that.
You've been in my ear. Did I really?
No, I made up that stat.
Oh, good.
And you tried to handball it to me with a little sus too.
If I'm coming down, you're coming with me.
Some people did trade into him, which looked all right after that midfield game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
but, hasn't been
disappointing.
good since. Charlie Comben, now that would have hurt his shoulder or back or whatever that was when he
Looked
copped that
like
knee
everything
from Archer
was
Reed.
hurting him. Yeah.
So that'll be a watch for this week as well as the big fella. Now, Adam Chera in last night's game, that was Cop Durham.
God, that was a huge concern.
It
when
was.
that happened.
Massive concern because that was a fair hit, which Durham's got 2 weeks for.
Well, it
So
wasn't a
he's
fair hit
suspended.
then, was it?
No. The only people weren't concerned,
You like that?
the Carlton doctors weren't concerned.
Not
They
really.
weren't. I was.
No. So
I
they're
did my quick diagnosis and I was like, oh God, shaking on feet, looks dazed.
right.
Ran
What?
around 15 minutes, couldn't touch it.
What are the chances
Cooked.
the doctors have Chera in their fantasy teams? And they were like,
At least 80% after that.
like, stay out there, mate. You're right.
So
you're
he's
fine.
good. He got a ton in the end. But then there was the last
good.
few minutes.
Oh,
Hopefully it was cramp. I think it was cramp.
but he did a Bailey Smith. He was hitting the ground.
He was interviewed after the game. That looked
Yeah.
all good. He was
And
happy.
eyes in
With
the
a
room
shiner.
said, no ice.
Oh, okay.
Even they noticed that he bent down to pick up some other people Gatorades, and they're like, "You don't do that with a
This
hammy."
is what makes great fantasy coaches. You are watching.
It's so good.
People are going, oh, there's a nice little chat
Look
with
at
their
him.
family or
Yeah.
whatever on the thing.
Love it.
Well, look at it.
What's
Where's
he
the ice?
doing?
Can he bend over to pick up the
Will he
Gatorade?
get the Gatorade? He's got it. He's got the Gatorade.
MRI, I did mention there, Durham, with 2 weeks. Peatling's also out as well. So he would be a trade because they've got their bye the week after, don't they?
I believe that is the case,
I
Dog.
was
yes.
so angry at Durham.
Yeah.
I said nasty things in
Yep.
the lounge room to Durham.
Yep.
What did you say about those Blues for the last 3
Similar
quarters?
nasty things, but that's just a
good.
weekly occurrence.
They were around.
God, they're a hard watch.
A couple of Magoos news thing. Will Phillips, who's in the twos at the moment for North Melbourne, had a 150, 22 disposals and 21 tackles.
He did what?
Which shows like what the weekend was like, as we saw in the AFL games, all those wet games. 21 tackles there. Jed Buslinger, could he be back?
Oh, no.
108, 26 disposals, 10 marks. Well, they brought in Gardner, and I don't think Gardner's hanging around.
That's a good point.
Jonesy probably comes back in
He
first,
does.
but keep an eye. We
bus.
may get a heartbeat
The
back
bus
on the
may
bench.
stop again.
Harry Roaston had a 99 for GWS in the Magoos with 21 disposals, 8 tackles. A couple of Pie's just worth mentioning. DeMattia, 95. Tommy Mitchell, 89 there. And that mid-season draftee, Roan Steele, great name, 93 points. He ended up with Bombers, one of theirs there. Oscar Smart had an 80.
Straight in.
1 goal. Well, he could be the forward to grab, possibly. 18 disposals, 3 marks and 5 tackles. Archer May scored a 69. Blackiston, 50. Liam McMahon had 32. 3 goals for 32.
That's a good effort.
3 goals for 32. Anyway, the one that we'll probably look at, another mid-season draftee was Manny
3
Liddy.
goals for 32.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not 32 possessions and 3 goals.
No. 32
Holy
points.
hat!
Not good. Manny Liddy was a mid-season draftee for Port, 104, 25 disposals, 7 tackles, and they have blooded players, so it's worth having a look there. But the Jordan Sweet, 136 he had, 17 disposals, 4 marks, 9 tackles. Now, how long's Visentini? Like, is he holding his spot? This is a question, I think.
They can't just let him get eaten by Max.
And Max will eat.
Max is going to be angry this week too.
He will be.
After the way that game ended.
Especially the way Stephen May spoke to him.
I don't know who's in more trouble, May or Vicentini.
So we saw a couple of things this week
We
with Tag
did.
Watch.
Yes, we did.
Rattled you then.
You did, Doc. Obviously, the Dacos one.
Yes.
That was huge early.
So coming from Langdon, which we
And
didn't
look-
predict as such.
No, so they've got Oliver, they've got Judd McVie.
That's right. You reeled off
They've
3
got
dudes.
Sparrow. They've used those guys over the last couple of years, and all of a sudden,
Langdon off the
boom,
wing.
There he is.
Go.
Pulled his sleeves up and had a go.
And he was very good on him.
He was.
So the question is whether or not he does that role again next week. And
Mm-hmm.
they've got Port Adelaide, so Roseanne Butters. But I can't see it happening again. I think it's more of a Nick Dacos thing than it is
I think you might be right.
yes. Other tags, we obviously saw
Chincotta back in.
Chincotta back in
Yeah.
with a, obviously,
Who do they
massive
play?
role.
Which order does it go? North then West Coast, or West Coast then North? West Coast then North
When's this?
for Carlton.
This week?
Yeah.
So Carlton play, West Coast.
West Coast then North.
Yeah.
Does he play? Because he's the
I
runner
don't
to
know.
go
Did
to.
did a very good job.
He did.
Like he did his role. It's just whether they need the role.
Does he go to Shees?
Potentially.
Bedford, he went to Butters as expected.
Yeah.
Butters still got his ton though,
Got through.
which is good. He
That's-
got through it.
It's a good sign for Butters.
A lot of pushing and shoving in that one as well. So that's an interesting one. And this week, Bedford plays the Lions. So that probably goes to Lockie Neal like it usually does. Anyway, Dog, that's Tag Watch.
Tag Watch, let's get into the round ahead, which is going to be round 14. All right.
Hey, we're
Buys
nearly there.
This week. We're over halfway now. Buys this week. It is Collingwood, Gold Coast, Sydney, and Richmond. Now, we talked about last week being the easy buy round, and then people joked, talk about the easy buy round when all the things happen throughout the week. But this one could actually be the easy buy round because of
Sort of shapes
the
up that
people
way.
that are on it. Like at the moment, before trades, I've got 22 on field.
Do you?
Are you guys like that
Here
as well?
comes the dog. I
Yeah.
don't know, to be honest.
You haven't looked?
No.
Anyway, but popular players, Dacos is the main man there. Roberts, which a lot of people would have traded.
Yes, yep.
Bice, again, traded.
Yeah.
And you're probably planning to trade anyway at this time. Chad Warner's there. But then it's blokes like Trainer. Longy's an interesting one for you, Roy.
He is.
Because he turned up again. He's a
That's
good
3
player.
in a row. Yeah.
And it probably almost, if you thought you got to this point with him when you first bought him, you would have been going, you beauty.
Yeah.
But now he could be someone you hold.
He could. Depends if I go full attack mode.
Lawler, Corey Warner, Gray, Heaney, Josh Dacos, who was very good again today, so you'd be holding those guys, but not very popular dudes or not guys. I think you probably only got 1 or 2 main dudes that you got out. Like for me, it's just essentially Dacos and Chad Warner. They're probably the only 2 that I've got.
Yeah.
You guys?
Obviously, Dacos as well.
Dacos and Long for me, I guess.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
So this is the easy buy round.
It is the easy buy. I don't like when we say that though, because I think it like jinx it.
Oh, well, just more karma can come towards you.
How many
Calvin.
proper players to get as a guess? It'd be a few too.
Well,
you
you're
might
getting
get over
your team's getting better
Yeah. So we should
It
see
should
some
be.
decent scores this week.
if they show up.
If they show up.
That's the thing. In saying that, though, some of the rookies did step up and didn't really mention those off the back of the Barlow medals. Like, outside of the Barlow medals, Finn O'Sullivan scored an 81.
Oh, please.
That's massive. Madden, if you had him in, he
Yeah.
scored an 80. If
Ended
you
up
picked
being
him
a
up,
play.
that was a good play, especially if you did have Big Marshall, who
Yeah.
was out. Zach Johnson had a 79. Anyone with Dewar He's got a role in the back line.
74.
Yeah,
Did
interesting.
he?
Your
Nice.
boys, Mitchell or Butler, which one did you pick? Butler.
I
wasn't
went
in
the
the end.
butts.
Yeah, 64 he had. And
Butts.
even Hugh Jackson, Wolverine.
Huge.
He had 62. So
Yeah,
some
nice.
players there that actually stepped up rookie-wise as well. So it might have helped a few people get over the line with some sort of score as we're going. Now, so it's all about in what trading has the 101, the textbook 101, Calvin called it.
I did, because you wrote it down and told me to say it.
Textbook 101.
Do it my way. Yes.
It's just Fantasy 101.
It
mate.
is.
Anyway, coming off the bye, you are picking up players.
Written in
So
the textbook.
who we got? Fremantle and St Kilda coming off. Who are the names that jump off the page at you that you go, I want them? And
All right.
let's start with Roland 22 type players.
Okay,
maybe.
so
who's in there?
Well, we'll start in the back line because Nasiah and Sinclair
Yep.
are must-haves. So they're two prime targets
Split them
off the bye.
if you're getting one because they're
I
pretty
am
much
going to-
about the same price.
I'll
aren't they?
split them with break even and go Sinclair. He's averaging like 120 something in his last three. Very low break even. It's like splitting hairs with those two. They're both
Yeah,
guns.
the size about 30k more.
Yep. So I'd have to put some more thought into it, to be
There's
honest.
a little bit of a hard watch about Nasiah, as I've said, but like that game last week, or his last one, where he did go off and sat
Yeah.
a fair bit.
No
because
hard
of
watch
the-
about 15 kicks in a quarter.
Yeah,
No.
that was pretty good.
For 100k cheaper, Roy, would you tick off like a Jordan Clark coming off a 120?
I forgot about Clarkey.
Yeah. He's a
if
fair
you-
bit cheaper than the others.
If you had to, like he's not a rolling 22 guy, so
Yeah.
those others I'm way more keen to launch into.
Ryan?
No.
No. But yeah, it's Nasiah and Sinclair in the back line.
Yep.
You split them, Cal.
How did you? I'm happy with Nasiah and then Sinclair.
Okay.
I think I opened with the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so Cal will
Yep.
just copy that.
No, I'm Nasiah over Sinclair.
Yep.
But
That's fine.
yeah,
Midfield then, so the premiums coming off the bye, Brayshaw, Sarong, and still you could throw in there because he's come a
Yes.
little bit better recently.
Is that 400 or 500s in a row?
It's
for
5 in
Steele?
a row.
5. Yeah, that's big.
Who do you like?
Well, Brayshaw, I still think he's number one. Like,
Okay.
I still think he's a 110 guy, and I think that will start to come in the next few weeks.
Yep.
Sarong's a value.
Sarong is the value one. Steele is an option.
he is. He's also 100k more than Sarong now.
Right, well, I'd be going Sarong there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yep. So it's interesting shopping areas there because you're also then the guys that have come off their buy, like that's Sam Walsh, he's just pumped out 100 and he's down at that 900
He is.
as well. There's a few guys that we expect a lot more of that have really bottomed out there.
Yep.
Yeah, Sarong's sort of the pick there, isn't he?
I think so.
We'll get back to the round 12 bye guys, the ones that did play last week in a moment. We'll just keep pushing through here. Rucks. Marshall's coming off his bye,
Yep.
as is Luke Jackson, who's available as a ruck forward. Happy to buy into either of those guys if you were shopping for that, but who are you going there from?
Not an area I want to play around, to be
I don't
honest.
think so. No.
No.
So Jackson's at 900k
So if you were getting him, you're probably getting him as a forward.
as a forward.
Definitely. Yeah.
And forwards are running out. Like it's hard to fill those spots at the moment.
Yeah.
Are you confident enough paying 900k for Jackson?
I think that's slightly underpriced.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah. Are you scared at all with Darcy in there? Or
I'm
is
100% scared by Fremantle full stop, to be honest.
I'm rattled about everything.
Bolton's another one from Freo coming off the bye.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't buy
just
into
don't
it.
think, he might have some scores and he's
Yeah.
shown that he has.
And his role has been better with Young out, but I tell you what, he's got a bit of rank and hard watch about him.
Probably
He saved
worse.
a couple of games.
Can I interest you in McRae if he's back in this week?
Well,
Because we all traded him out, obviously,
kind
off
of.
his ribs.
I don't think he's cheap enough to just buy into straight
Yeah,
away.
936. Yeah. At some point, yes, we can,
Probably.
but not straight away.
So, yeah, you've got St Kilda and Freo as teams that you can be buying from. I think the key ones really are your Nasiah and Sinclair.
I think
Yep.
so.
And then probably Sarong. Those three are the real premium targets that you've got there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
And you still probably want to err on the side of like a Sarong probably sits there as a value option. You do like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not all in on Sarong.
no, me either.
No.
So he has looked a lot better the last 4 weeks, but not enough for me to be excited.
So it might be still some players from the round 12 bye that played last week, and you might have got some extra data to feel like, yep, I can go and do that. Rosie, if you haven't gone there, still go there,
Yeah,
obviously.
yep.
That's a massive target
Yep.
for you. Sheasel,
Yeah.
I still probably wouldn't recommend it.
It's tough, isn't it?
He's
Isn't
just
that
such a good
interesting?
player,
He
and
is.
then he's just gone and done that.
Yeah.
Like if he played a full half, yes, he sat on the pine in that second quarter for a fair bit, but like that playing forward.
I
But
guess-
are they learning that they can't just have him
You're
up
slightly worried about his role every week, I guess.
But he's so cheap. Like, he's down nearly 120K from when he started.
there? Yeah.
He's not just going to sit forward again.
Surely not.
Bergman, he was good.
Yeah,
He was good.
yeah, and he's still very cheap.
So what's his price at now? So-
770, dog.
So the only flag with him is always that Hornbag is going to shake things up a bit
He
when
will.
he comes back. Bergman has obviously rocketed up since he's been out.
So he was the number 3 banana this week.
Yeah.
Behind Butters and Willem Drew.
Things changed, I guess, with Toby Green going out of the game and stuff. So yeah, it's a hard one to buy into to
Yeah.
know how important or how much his role's going to stick.
Because he's a dude that can play multiple roles, and it's not great for fantasy.
Dale's obviously someone that you can be picking up.
Yes.
Dogs have this nice run that
Yes.
we've talked about. So yeah, if you didn't do it last week, you could definitely go into that now.
Yep.
Is he knocking on the door of top 6 or is he top 6?
Knocking.
Knocking. Yep.
Yeah. I don't like his 60s that he's capable of.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what about this guy? Colby McKercher. So
Colby!
you can get him at 633K.
Well, he's a
So he
genuine
went up.
bargain.
What did he go up? He went up 25K this week. He scored 91, which may be a little bit unders considering he had 35 disposals. It's because he only had 1 mark and 1 tackle, which is probably a bit un-Colby-like because he had 10 tackles a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's usually a marker.
He's not going to tackle, but
No.
yeah, he will link up for those little cheap marks.
Yeah.
That's his
It was
thing.
amazing that he wasn't getting found for those marks.
Yes.
When he has 35 touches, you're thinking minimum 5 marks.
So,
Kickings in that as well, which is good.
encourage at 633K, had his buy.
Yeah, it just ticks a lot of boxes.
You could do your little sideways
def-
from your bice or
Yep.
whatever if you've got him.
A defender that can have 35 touches,
Yes.
if he's playing there again, that's a good pick.
Like, that should have been a 110, 120.
Yes,
What about Ollie Hollins? He had a 1.
he did.
He's
been good.
He looked
Close,
really
or whatever
good.
it was.
So I think that's backing up from an 80. Oh, we
Blues
just
have a
couldn't do
nice
it to
run as
ourselves
well.
Again. But yes, he looked great, and they do have a very soft draw over the next couple.
All right, back in the midfield then. Before we get to a couple of Blues that might be worth talking about, Bont,
I just don't think he'd go
just
there.
a no? Just for the price, you've got better value?
Look, he will push top 5 in captains this week.
Yeah.
So against St
Are we
Kilda,
just going
They've just got
off
a good run.
Old Bond?
well, I think he's better than obviously what he did. Not a great matchup
It
for us
wasn't.
to trade
That was a
into.
horrible
We
matchup.
thought he could get an 80,
Yes.
right? He got a
I don't know
91.
why we did it.
Pat
actually.
yourself on the back,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah, okay.
This week and over the next couple of weeks, he should reward you. He's definitely a guy you want in your team.
Yeah.
And then I guess Ed Richards, yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's unique if that's what you were playing for. But it's probably Butters now. So he went down, what did he end up going?
He went down 30.
30K, which gets him down to 936, which is a break even of 120, which is now probably in that range of going against Melbourne. He should be all right.
He should be, but in his last 5 weeks, highest score of 105. Like, they're not wicked numbers
He's
we're
coming off a
looking at here.
104.
Yeah, and that was good against the Giants when he got
Has
tagged.
he got through tags?
Well,
What's he got?
He should
Whatever
be fine.
D's might do, but then does James Jordan go to him? Or
Potentially.
does Jordan try to do a Rosie type thing? Is that Ford
He could.
tag?
No,
or-
he would. Oh, gosh, yeah, I don't know. I think he'd go to Rosé at the moment.
It's a
Blues
tough
are
one.
there. Chincotta the week after.
Hmm.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
But I like Butters a lot.
I like Butters as
At
well.
that price, if someone was telling us that you could be getting him off the buy at 936K, would probably be
You're all over
always keen.
You're
on.
all over it.
Yeah.
What about Doherty? We've got to talk there.
So you guys went there.
Yeah.
No thanks. No, where was I in this discussion?
Karma bus, mate.
Doherty. He's back and back.
Back.
Yeah.
13 marks.
Yes.
That's what they talked about him going back. And so
There's so much more control when he pops out into space for a +6.
There is risk.
He's got West Coast and North Melbourne in the next 2.
And that was why that was my deciding factor going him in the
So
end.
the risk is obviously that he's been vested and dropped
well, that is
multiple
the issue.
times
Yep.
throughout the year. But he took a match-winning mark at the end.
Yeah.
So he did make a couple of little errors, which you were like, oh, is that why he's on shaky ground? But then to take that mark at the end just to finish off your work with a 112,
Yeah.
you can't get dropped.
Blues obviously racked up against the Bombers.
Yeah.
But then they do have these nicer games coming up as well.
They do.
Hewitt back after his massive ton run
Yes.
to start the year and then a bit quieter. Walsh
He's
back
got
in
to
the
be an
midfield.
interesting one.
He does.
Because he's a 110 guy down at 900,000, basically. That has to be,
902.
gosh, that's it. Of
So-
interest.
So he's got a break even of 96 now. So
Last
he's pretty
week-
much bottomed out.
last week, that's his first ton in his last
Yep.
7.
yeah.
Now, he had 32 touches for that.
yeah.
So he's got West Coast, played them in round 5 and had a 126.
So with Walsh, we sat here last week going, we just cannot do it because it's been 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We have to see something. But we were
We've
like,
seen it.
we think we will see something, but you just can't do it.
Yeah.
You can you? Now?
He looked
The role was there.
normal. He,
He
looked
looked-
like normal Walsh.
He looked like a beast early.
He did.
He did go missing. He never used to go missing.
So is he someone you'd go and get this week?
I think you could, but you'd be nervous about it still.
So he's a little bit cheaper than Butters.
See, I'd be going Butters over Walsh.
Yeah?
I don't know if I could.
Yeah, right.
That run's nice.
He's not getting tagged.
It is a nice run.
And
Interesting.
he was back in the midfield.
It's a
That was
player of
probably
interest.
the eye test of him was a lot better.
It's a player of interest.
Ruck,
It is.
X, obviously. TDK, could you be interested there? He played against Gold. He had a good score.
He looked great, but he was going, yeah, Goldie's old.
West Coast this week.
Gold and oldie.
He should have a smasher against these guys.
Then he's got to go up against X.
Yeah. No, I don't think we go there.
Then he gets
No.
whatever Porter dishing out at that time.
Whatever that
Gosh,
might
could eat
look
that.
like.
Yeah.
Forwards, Matt Kennedy has to have the respect.
Has to.
Has to.
So that's
Is
like
he
seven,
F1?
That's like 7 or 8 hundreds in a row. And that one, he's gone 110 like 5 in a row, but now he's gone that 130.
Is he better than Baslenka? Because he doesn't come with the baggage.
No, he's not.
That would be controversial.
Very controversial. No, he's not. They're miles apart.
Yeah, they are.
But
You are
with that
correct.
said,
but I'll just remind you that I will be the judge of
yes,
that.
he
But
turns
yes,
up
you
at
are right.
least. He turns up.
He does, and
Yeah.
there is no drama associated. Actually, if I might put a new little criteria in there.
another one.
Ooh.
A drama-related one.
Yep.
And then I'll tell you what, dog, yeah, he'll be nipping at his heels
8 tackles last week.
like a little bulldog.
Unbelievable. He's seriously the one that got away.
Caleb Daniel.
Multiple times.
Can you go back to Caleb Daniel if you traded him out?
See, I'm a no.
yeah?
I'm a no.
Did you see how good he looked early?
I think it's like 30 and 29 touches the last 2 weeks. So the role is back
Yep.
for him.
But if Colby's sniffing around the back line too, well, it didn't hurt him on the weekend.
Sheasel's not anymore.
No, exactly.
Sheasel was the one that was hurting him.
Yes.
So could you go there?
Yes, is my answer.
He's
Is it really? You're just going, yes, you can go back
I think
there.
you can go back there.
You can. Yeah.
You've
He's
still
under.
got him,
Who-
don't you?
Yeah, he's under 800k.
You'd feel
yeah.
more comfortable about him as one of those forwards than some of the other guys.
That's true.
And he even did
Like, even when he was going poorly,
yeah.
it was still better than what Rankin's dishing up.
Yeah,
Well, that's true.
And he was waving people away from kickouts
Yep.
and stuff.
Okay, right.
He was getting greedy.
He was.
Simpkin, I wrote down. He had a half-decent score, but no, you couldn't go there.
No.
They're the main names. So I guess the thing that we're looking at is essentially I don't think there's really any reason to be getting guys that have got a bye coming up now. The only way would be through some rookies.
I agree, yes.
Yeah.
Not even mid-price players. It's definitely the rookie type ones that are the only ones that you do.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yes.
Agree.
Yes. Agree.
Mm.
Agree.
All right, so I guess that's where we're at now. I'm just going to do, because lockout lifted not that long ago.
No.
I'm just wondering how many people have pulled their trigger. A few have.
I reckon people love it.
Rage trades.
Let's see what the absolute rage trades are for this week. Zach Johnson most traded in, with Tom McCarthy hoping that he gets that debut. Nick Madden, Hugh Jackson, and Zach Butters. So the only premium in that list, Zach Butters, which I'm ticking off.
100%.
It's
Happy
fine.
with
He's there. Matt Kennedy, Nasiah, Sam Doherty's in there as well as those next guys. The most traded out so far are, of course, some rookies, really. It's Xavier Lindsay. You got Levi Ashcroft, Riley Bice, Matt Roberts, who's got the bye if you didn't move him, and James Peatling, who's been suspended. So that's where they are. Cal, I want you to tell me what trades you're making. Not that you've had much time to think about it.
Oh, very rattled here, dog. I will be getting rid of Dunkley, the Pretender, Bice, and Harvey Langford, bringing in Butters, Colby, and Sam Doherty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Colby and Doherty. Oh,
Yeah.
welcome to last
I
week.
know. I know. Get on with it.
Roy, what are you doing?
So I'm getting rid of O'Halloran, Levi, and Dunkley as
Yeah,
well.
it's gotta
That's
go.
just a rage trade. Maybe not.
No.
And Butler, Walsh, and Kennedy are coming in.
Well, I'm trying to be a bit more sensible than
Yes.
just dumping these premiums. But Cleary, Boxall, and Philippou are the ones out for me, with McMahon and Jackson in as downgrades, and Butters then comes in as that premium option.
Nice work,
That should
guys.
be all right, shouldn't it?
Yeah, that's good by you.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
All right, you legends. Let's have a look at some of these questions that have popped through. We put this out earlier today. All righty. The Moz says this one. Is Miami Bice the greatest survival story since Tom Hanks made it off the island in Castaway? He was rage traded all week and somehow was a required player after Roberts fell ill, pumping out a handy 93.
Yeah, it's elite.
Great matchup. Great opportunity with Roberts not being there. That was huge.
Great movie too.
Yeah, well done. All right, here we go.
Oh, banger.
Alex the Alex has got this one. Is Ned Long a keeper, or should I
Right.
upgrade him? What an awesome pick so far this season. He's if you win the car this year, you had
Yeah,
Ned Long. You
yeah.
had
He's
to.
been amazing. There is argument to both.
Yep.
Like, if you really want to attack this week, the plan was always that he goes now. The tough thing is he's put 3 tons on your head in a row, and he looks a lot better than premiums you might have,
Might be
like
targeting.
Dunkley,
Oh, yeah.
Merrett,
Yep.
his mate Nick.
Yeah.
They're all sitting there well under what he's producing.
Yep.
So it's a tough one.
Yeah, and can you almost guarantee that the guys that you are getting in off this bye this week
No.
are going to be better?
You'd want to be picking a good one.
You would.
Harry wants to know, Sheldrick a trade to Colby or Lord? Didn't mention old Lordy.
Oh, Lordy.
I picked him up, not oh Lordy. See
Lordy.
Sea Lord is a good player.
609K.
It's getting up there.
I believe I picked him as well.
It's a good pick.
It's a good get.
I don't think it's too late for Sea Lord.
No, it isn't.
Going into
Just with this run,
2 nice games, his roles there.
the risk of the sub has dropped a lot.
They use
Even
him.
their inclusions. What did they bring in? It was
Tackles.
Williams and Orazio.
Oh, see.
Helps.
Yeah, goodness me. Razio.
You might have been lucky to be there, Raz.
I think you're right.
Yeah. All right. Sandra says, long as insurance for Dacos. If you sell him, you sell Dacos as well. He's there to help him. Didn't help him much today, though.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Who goes first for Ben here? Levi or Rankin?
Levi.
Levi
You've
goes
got to.
first. Yes, you do.
I reckon a lot of teams will be a bit stacked on that round 16.
Yeah.
And you've got to be moving them. Some will start moving 16 soon, won't they?
Yeah,
as early as this week.
I'll look to move this week. I started last week.
Yeah.
I was so heavy. I started last week.
All right, put your heads together for this. Ranking these trade in targets for this week for Ben here. Lord's in it. Colby. You're targeting Colby for Lord. I think you would be, wouldn't you?
Just
I think so.
not by a heap, but
They're
yeah.
pretty close in price now, those two,
Yeah.
off that. Bergman, should you be getting him? You probably should ahead of those, but obviously costs a bit more.
Costs a lot more.
I'm going the other guys before Berg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am
And
I.
Doherty. So who's the first player you'll pick out of Lord,
Well-
Colby, Bergman, Doherty?
I'm going Colby ahead of Lord. Roy, I need your help on this one. Doherty or Colby?
Man, oh man, it's Doc.
Yeah.
So Doc's averaged like 120 in this role before.
Doc was in the VFL a couple of weeks ago.
There's nearly 200K between them, Colby and Doc. It's a lot of coin.
So
Doc's going to score more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
But for 200 points, $200,
200K even.
200 bucks.
It's hard doing this.
I know.
Like,
Cal, get your trade of the week button ready.
Okay.
Thoughts on Colby and Doherty for Bison Trainer?
Trade of the week.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's how you do.
That's how you can play.
That's how you play
people scoffed at us for bringing those two in this week,
But
Doc.
if you're doing it from Bison Trainer, that is perfecto.
100%
Both
it is.
Oh,
on their bye. Nick, I'm extremely heavy. On the round 16 bye. Merrett and Whitfield are driving me crazy.
Oh, mate.
Can I trade them out, or at least until their buys? Already planning on getting rid of Rankin for Kennedy. Yeah. So in general with these guys, what do we think and what are we doing?
I don't know. It's because we're always
Hold your premiums.
Couple down, one rookie up.
But it's about these role
But
changes. It
is.
nuts.
I don't know where my patience in the game has changed after a couple of weeks ago, where I'm starting to think, no, I really don't like looking at you at the moment.
Yeah.
And you've
Is
got
it their headshot? Is it their photo?
a bit of everything. And they've got a game, they've got a buy coming up, and these other dudes don't. Now, if I get to the end of the buy rounds and I have a rookie still at rounding out my forward or back line, but I have got rid of those frustrating guys that are dropping 50K a week, well, sucked in. See you later. I'm considering doing it. And I know it's probably not the best long-term move, but it's better for your general health.
Because a lot of people would have the Whitfields, the Merretts, the Dunkleys.
Yes.
These guys can't hit 90
They're
at the
doing
moment.
nothing.
Except dropping coin.
Dropping it rapidly.
And dropping terrible scores.
Yes.
Johnny T, high legends, I'm loaded in the round 16 by Can Merrett, Zorko, will Ashcroft go? Merrett has been very underwhelming and I feel like his CBA numbers have been on the low side. As for Zorko, he's been a hard watch, saves his score in the last 5 minutes. He does do that,
He
doesn't
does. He knows what's going on.
Okay, who goes first out of a Merrett, Zorko and Ashcroft?
Well, Wilkes coming off 110 at least.
Merrett things have to change for him. So he is and has been M1 in the RR22, right?
Will was never in it.
No.
And was always going to go in the buys anyway.
So are you getting rid of him and holding a name?
You probably
should.
I think Merrett, things change for him because there is a lot of talk about it. And often the talk does change.
You can't
what
have your
clubs do.
best midfielder, one of the league's best midfielders,
I'll tell you what,
51%
Do you
forward.
know he's averaged 100 for 10 years?
It's not happening
there
this
is
year, Dom.
certain coaches that if they get talk like that, they will only double down on what they thought.
You feel like if your surname's Scott,
yes,
you're probably one of those,
you will
aren't you?
double down on
Yeah.
it. He knows what's right.
People need to go
No one
quiet.
else knows more than
Zach's
him.
still averaging 103. He keeps 100 average.
Challenge.
He does. Do you want to bet on that
Have
one?
you
Let's
watched
have one
him
on
play?
that. Let's have
No,
a bet on
I'm
that
not
one.
betting on that. Bet on other things, not that.
Right, Nicholas wants to know this one. Dr. Davidson, Bice or Rankin? Who goes first? Davo, Bice or Rankin? Well, Bice has got the bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He scored 9 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's Bice.
Bice goes.
Has to be Bice.
Yeah.
And then is it Davo over Rankin?
Yes.
Got to keep playing that rookie game.
Doctor's got to go.
I think so, but
And Doctor's not
My
scoring.
goodness.
He didn't have a lot on the weekend.
like Rankin to Kennedy. See, that's where it's like
Yeah.
I'm sort of thinking, well, he does have a buy coming up. Kennedy's scoring ridiculous points.
Yep.
Like, at what stage do you just actually chase some points?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That could bump you way up.
Yep.
Which is something where my
And
brain
then you
has
just
been,
try to
you better
hold
to
on.
have, like, go higher
Yeah.
and field 22 or just be a bit more meh.
Yeah.
Go 22.
Yeah.
Sorry, 21, 20. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's something you can, in these best 18 rounds, as long as your heads are going towards what your team looks like after it.
Yeah.
That's part of it. But I think you still have to go the rookies out. That's where my traditional.
Yeah.
way
I'm
of
starting
going.
to lose a bit of professionalism with that. Reckless Roy is a real
Well,
thing.
you look at someone like a Dunkley,
Yeah.
right? The amount of points that, say, a Matt Kennedy,
Yeah.
he's scoring 30 more a game.
Yes.
And some.
And gets an extra week.
And has done it for the last 4 weeks.
He gets an extra game
Yeah,
too.
it's ridiculous.
George wants to know highest priority to trade out Bice, Peatling, Rankin, Ashcroft, That's the Levi variety and Zach Merrett. Let's wipe Zach from that
Yeah,
list
leave
because
him
all of these
now.
guys have got to go, I think, before it. Is it Peatling with a suspension
Yes.
and a bye?
Yes.
Over Bice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Rankine, you're holding. I think Levi goes before Rankine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
So the
yeah.
order goes
Levi's
Peatling,
done. He's
Bice,
undoing his good work.
Peatling, Bice, Levi, Rankine, Merrett, if you want an
Yeah.
order of who goes.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to get rid of. Ben wants to know, is Jackson an option? I think Luke Jackson is an option. I
Yeah.
also think Hugh Jackson, Wolverine, is an
Yes.
option too.
Yes.
If you wanted that. But yeah, I think Jackson's an option.
Yeah.
As
I don't
simple
think
as that, we go on any.
Well, no,
yeah.
I don't think he's like a high priority target.
No.
But I do like what he's doing. I think he's a good price.
You may not be hitting the value as such, but I think he.
Yeah, and
is
he
good.
looks fine with Darcy. Did my eye serve me correctly when Darcy was actually back to taking some hit outs?
Yeah, and he was in the middle. Yep.
Jackson was playing on ball.
Definitely that happened.
I do like that. I do like that.
Rightio, Hardiman, is he a failed pick? Yeah. What's he average?
He's just a little cashy.
Yeah. But what was his break even was 1 and scored like a 30 odd.
Yeah.
So you probably do try to move him.
Yeah.
He went up 28K. 33, though, against the Eagles.
Yeah, you're not going to get Pill in the half back line if you've got Colby having 35 and Caleb having 30.
No.
Are you?
No pill for you.
No Pill.
Bergman or Doherty? Did we fix that ranking? I think it was just Doherty over Bergman, wasn't it?
It's Doc.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Yep. Is it time for Levi to go?
Yes.
Yep.
It'd be nice to move him. All right. Oh, Will wants to know best fantasy punishments for coming last in your comp.
Oh, geez. I've got a tattoo on my ass.
That's
got to be up there.
And you're losing your draft league at work.
I am.
You've talked that up so much that you're the expert. They
Yeah.
all come to you and find out all
But,
information.
hey, I got a win this week.
Did
Did
you?
you?
Yeah,
That's
big
important.
win.
Who
Big
against?
Win. Might have been Chambo. So he jumped in the lake last.
Yeah.
So you got a big win against the
Cellar
guy that was the
dwellers.
Yeah, but it was
wooden
like
spooner last year.
we're both on the bottom of the ladder. So yeah, that's what the battle is at the moment.
Did he pick his team properly this year or back to his
He's AI.
AI?
I think he did it properly.
Yeah.
I think he tried anyway.
Because the worst thing is his AI would have been based on stuff that we've said.
I know.
Oh, dear.
Got him, yes.
Oh, no.
Rightio. Yep. Hewitt or Sarong, if you're picking between those two?
Oh,
That's a good question.
that's tough.
I think I'd default to Sarong.
I think I go to Huey.
Oh, would you?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
He's got more ceiling in him.
He's down to 9.12 Huey now.
Yeah.
Like that's at a very realistic price.
He looked great.
Because there was a time there where it wasn't realistic.
No.
So he had a 46
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
It's a blemish.
It is. Break even of
Gets you cheap, though.
103.
Right, man, we've got to get out of here because we are getting booted out. These Mondays, they're hard work.
They
for
are,
us.
dogs,
So
they are.
anyway, we've got a big week ahead, including the stock take coming out
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, look,
Maybe
I'll do
Wednesday.
my best.
We'll do what you can.
Yeah,
It'll be
I'll
out.
do my best.
See
You'll
how you
find
go.
it. We'll post it on social media, and then on Thursday. Well, it's always Thursday. That's fantasy ready to get you set up for round 14. And don't forget to watch our fantasy preview video, which comes out on Thursday mornings, which probably has, well, for this week anyway, a bit more time to consider our options and advice.
It does. God, we've got a quick turnaround, though, for
It is a quick turnaround.
things, isn't
And
it?
of course, we'll be back on Thursday night live from 6:15 on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app, which includes Calvin's top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Which does get rattled at times.
Hey, it does. It does, especially when you got Baz Linker in there and he's letting me down. Turn up, mate. Turn up.
Turn up.
All right, legends, go and make your moves now. Good luck and...
Happy trading.